Okay. You want the truth though, but I ain't doing no running. I'm gonna make other people run.
We're going to do a quick recap of today's Young Thug trial. It was pretty spectacular if you watched it. So last week, we learned that Lil Woody might be coming back up to the stand. And when the judge asked him, he said, "It depends on how I wake up that morning," which was hilarious. If you haven't watched any of the trial while he's been on the stand, he is so funny and entertaining to watch. And this trial's been going on for 9 months. So just to have a little bit of laughter for this is a good thing for sure. So yeah, he last week ended up saying, "We'll see how I wake up." And he arrived to court today, and had to go back onto the stand and tell the judge whether he was going to testify or plead the fifth. And if you have seen any of the trial of him going and testifying, the second I saw him today, I knew immediately that he was testifying. He came in wearing this whole suit, looking real done up, like he was ready to go. Every other time that he's been at the courthouse or been on the stand, he's been in like sweaters or jeans. So to mix it up that much, I knew right away he was going to testify. 2 weeks ago, we had the original judge removed, but not removed. He recused himself, and I think they gave him the opportunity for him to do that so it wouldn't look bad saying they removed him. What he was removed on, he should have been removed on. Him and the prosecutors had a meeting with Lil Woody and didn't invite the defense to be there. So he didn't have his lawyer. He was alone. And they basically were telling him that if you don't testify, we're putting you in jail for who knows how long. So illegal, so wrong to do. I was relieved when I saw that they got rid of him and put a new judge on because they all deserve a fair trial. So with that though, we still have the same prosecutors, the same ones doing these shady conversations and tiptoeing around what the actual law is. And I know that defense now several times has asked the new judge to have them removed. She's yet to do so, so we get to see them cross-examining Lil Woody again today. Before, when Lil Woody took the stand, I felt like the prosecutors were really hard and harsh on him and just had this like attitude and tone of voice with him. And it makes sense now that we know that they were having these secret meetings with him and demanding that he give them answers and testify. So I'm not happy that they're still there. I feel like that is a major slip up. But I guess the judge thinks it might be okay. But she definitely let us know that if it comes to that, she will remove them. So we'll just see what happens as he continues to testify. So he immediately took the stand and let everybody know that he didn't want to be there. He had nothing to say and that this was a waste of his time. For the prosecutors, he's doing the same line of answering that he had been doing previously. He definitely was just trying to say, "I don't know, move along," although he swears that he is being truthful today. So if that's the case, I'm wondering if there was any substances going on at the time of all these events, because he literally remembers nothing. And big events that had happened that he is saying he doesn't remember. So I don't know if there's a little bit of white and gray area, maybe pressing the line on lying. I also think that he's put in a really tough position. I mean, the reason for him being there is with all this alleged gang action, and he really can't testify about certain people. I mean, if asked, he's supposed to tell the truth, but these could be not good people that we're dealing with, and he knows that there's repercussions to saying anything. So he really is boxed in with a lot of his answers, and I don't blame him. He has kids. I think he's still with his long-term girlfriend. Maybe not, but he has kids and family, and he wants everyone to be safe. And putting him in the spotlight for a trial like this has to be so scary for him and the family. Even so, he has said before that he's not scared for himself, but I have to imagine with how carefully and thoughtfully he's been deflecting questions that he does care and it is on his mind, and he doesn't want to deal with the consequences of what could happen. So in true fashion, he periodically will start yawning, close his eyes, really not pay attention at all, or at least makes it look like he's not paying attention. But I think that maybe some of this is dramatized and he just wants the public to know, and especially people on the outside who are watching this trial like a hawk. He wants everyone to know that he is not wanting to cooperate. He's not happy about being there. And I think even when he's not being asked specific questions, he's using his body language as an advantage. So the state today labeled him a hostile witness, which basically means that they think that he's not being forthcoming with the truth. It's really hard to drag out of him. He's not being helpful to the prosecutor's case at all, and they're the ones that called him. So with them doing that, a hostile witness means that they can now ask him leading questions where they couldn't before. So some of it might be a little bit more direct, or at least leading him down the path that they're trying to get to, since he has refused to go down those paths so far. This specific prosecutor is the one that bothers me. She is the one who was kind of rude to Lil Woody, just kind of aggressive and, really trying to force her way into forcing him to answer what she wanted him to. And so today she was very calm, talking very quietly. And I think that's because she really is on eggshells with this new judge. I think that she's trying to let everybody see that she's not bad and she has all the patience and she really cares about the trial. But really, how much do you care about the trial that you have to have a win by forcing somebody to go and do something that is against their rights? I love that this is probably the second or third time that he has been asked what his birthday is, and every single time he has refused to really give an answer. Right now he's saying, okay, I guess maybe. The other day when he was asked how old he was, he said grown. He is just really refused to comply with them, and I think it's hilarious. I'm sure very frustrating for them, but entertaining, very entertaining. So I guess my last point on him testifying that really bothers me is kind of like I was saying before. I think they've put him in a really bad situation, trying to testify and trying to get answers when this is a very serious matter. I really hate that the prosecutors are reading what every police officer wrote down after talking to Lil Woody, seeing text messages, reading everything like this that's his. I feel like even if he's on the stand and he's being careful, someone who's watching this trial and hearing this could possibly see a chain that him saying something to the cops, and that's why they got affected, and it just makes his life even more in danger. So it's hard for me to sit here and listen to all the statements and comments, because that is on the back of my mind, is this poor guy, and I understand he's in the position he's in right now because he hasn't always made the best decisions and choices. And so I guess on that part, it is what it is. But once again, he does have a family and children. And I think some of this stuff should have somehow been able to be kept under wrap just a little bit more for his discretion and his safety.